You know him as the King, Gordon Ryan!
Going down on Wednesday, October 20th, our first ever midweek Who's Number One show.
WNO returns this Wednesday, October 20th, with an amazing card, a slew of new athletes, and a whole bunch of reasons to tune in.
The return of the King, Gordon Ryan in the main event in a special exhibition match against UFC veteran Phillip Rowe.
You didn't think we were going to see Gordon Ryan for the rest of the year, but he couldn't help himself. He needed to get back on these competition mats, and what better place to do it than at Who's Number One.
We got 3 title fights on there. It's going to be crazy to keep this Who's Number One train going.
And on a Wednesday, we're talking Via Mesquita taking on Luisa Montero. We have Fiona Davies making her debut, taking on Tate, one of the most exciting athletes to ever step on the WNO stage. Mikey Musamichi also returns to WNO to take on Richard Alcorn for the 135-pound title in a scrap that you will not want to miss.
And it's all going down on October 20th, right here on FloGrappling. Gonna be one of the sickest cards of the year. I can't wait for it. It's gonna blow your mind.
Let's talk about Gordon Ryan. Gordon Ryan's first match since March of 2021. Of course, a whole lot has been going on there. We've been dying to see what the King has been getting up to. He's just relocated to Austin, Texas, and he's back for an exhibition, the first of its kind at WNO.
The return of Gordon Ryan, you know, it's the biggest star in the history of the sport. He's coming back. He's working his way back from illness.
He hasn't competed in over 6 months. And this is the perfect way for him to get back in the groove.
And it's going to be Gordon working his way back up to the top competition. He's going to this guy who's going to bring it, Phillip Rowe, Philly Fresh, UFC fighter, just won by knockout in the UFC.
The surging UFC welterweight, Philly Fresh, my guy, Phillip Rowe, called Gordon out. He wants this match. Nobody wants a match with Gordon, but Phillip Rowe wants it.
There's guys who are ranked top 5 in the world who wouldn't fight Gordon Ryan if you gave him, you know, $10 million. They're just scared to death. So, I mean, the fact that Phil wants to go out there and get it on, yeah, you got to admire that.
As nothing is more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose. No one expects Phillip Rowe to have what it takes to beat Gordon Ryan except Phillip Rowe, and he's just going to throw the kitchen sink at Gordon. We're going to see Gordon Ryan put under pressure again and again from a guy with nothing to lose. It's going to be fun.
As this is an exhibition, it's a little bit different to maybe what fans are used to. An entirely unique rule set in play here, 15 minutes of non-stop action, because what happens is that should Gordon or Phillip tap out, then the action simply restarts in a neutral standing position and they continue.
So we could see 3, 4, 5, 10 submissions in this match. I mean, I don't know, but that's how this thing is gonna go.
So we could see something entirely new on the Who's Number One mats.
I think it's going to be more exciting than a regular match. There's nothing on the line. If you get caught, you keep going, so you can take risks. I think we're going to see people take risks that you don't normally take in a match.
It'll open up their games. You know, I think Gordon is really going to be eager to put himself into bad positions and show his escapes, show how good he is in this position.
I think we're going to see Philly Fresh get after him and do some wild stuff, because Phil's got a wild style already, and he's got nothing to lose, so he's going to go out there and put on a show.
This is a unique match. This is a unique rule set for Who's Number One, and I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait to see what happens when Philly Fresh and Gordon Ryan get to the center of the stage and collide.
So we got kicking off the card, the first match of the night. We're going to do a title fight. Mikey Musamichi going back down to 135 pounds, going to go against Richard Alcorn.
Mikey Musamichi is one of the breakout stars on the Who's Number One mats throughout 2021. This guy, he came out and he competed in the 135 and the 145 division and looked absolutely flawless.
The real intrigue behind Mikey Musamichi's title fight with Richard Alcorn is how he's going to react to his recent performance at the WNO Championships. Mikey suffered a devastating loss, something that is very rare in the likes of his career. In fact, it's only the second time he's ever been submitted as a black belt.
Oh, this is getting tight. We could see a submission here. This is dangerous.
Oh, he's got his hand
He gets the submission.
None of us expected to see Mikey go out the way he did. And the fact that that happened, I think, really shook up how this fight is going to go.
You know Mikey wants to get this win back with all of his heart. Even when he wins, he's upset with his performances. This must have been devastating, and I think we're going to see a highly motivated Mikey going for the kill from the jump.
Oh, yeah, Mikey's a fanatic. He's a total psychopath, and I think he probably hasn't stopped drilling since that match ended. He's probably just been back in the garage with Tammy working on everything. I don't think you're going to pass him that same way again.
Now, he's got something to prove, but he's got a very tough challenge ahead of him in the form of Richard Alcorn. He's an ADCC veteran. He has MMA experience. He's a very, very capable wrestler and an all-around dangerous grappler who has a track record of upsetting the favorites in various competitions that he goes into.
Richard Alcorn has the opportunity of a lifetime. This is the biggest shot in his grappling career to become a household name, to take the title from Mikey Musamichi and say, I am the best 135er in the world. And that's what's at stake here.
I'd be pretty worried if I was Richard Alcorn. We're going to see a motivated Mikey coming out, dark side Mikey. I think he's going to come here, try and work on his braking mechanics. I think we're going to see him coming out and trying to break Richard Alcorn's leg.
You know, Natalie versus Fiona, another really great match. Of course, what can you say that hasn't already been said about Fiona Davis, an electric grappler?
Fiona Davis is a fan favorite, and people have been asking us to put Fiona on Who's Number One for a very long time. Well, they have their wish.
You can never count Fiona out. Like, Fiona's always going to be ready. She's so good. She's so high level. And her style is perfect for Who's Number One.
Of course, there was one moment that stood out from her ADCC 2019 run, and that was the armbar victory against Beatrice Mesquita.
Upsets. Can Fiona Davis pull off one of the greatest upsets in female jiu-jitsu history? Fiona Davis twisting and contorting that arm.
She's happened.
And she does it! Fiona Davis submits Fiona Mesquita.
She went out there and was not really ranked, so for her to go out there and shock the world like she did, it was a huge upset.
She became an instant superstar when she submitted the queen, the GOAT of women's jiu-jitsu, Bia Mesquita, with the nastiest armbar, I think, in recent memory.
Fiona broke Bia Mesquita's arm at ADCC. Like, you can't take her lightly.
We haven't seen Fiona in a year and 2 years, of course, because of the pandemic. So how much better is this Fiona that we're gonna see here on October 20th?
She's taking on someone who made her name in the WNO championships. Tate Ribero really elevated her career as a black belt with stunning performances at WNO.
Whatever Fiona throws at her, Natalie may just have an answer for just about everything, because that checkmat room is one of the best rooms in the entire world.
She always brings it, always going forward, very aggressive, and I mean, Fiona's the same way.
The pair of athletes really complement each other with their aggressive styles. Tate, you've seen her jump straight into mountain competition, and she's always diving on submission attacks, where Fiona is very happy to counter and attack with submissions as well.
It's gonna be a war. I mean, just like the Who's Number One championships are all the best divisions within the women's division. And they go out there, they snap each other's limbs, they go to war with each other.
Neither of these girls know how to take a step back when they compete. I'm expecting big things from this match.
Bia Mesquita versus Luisa Montero for the 135-pound belt, man, it doesn't get any better than that.
When you think of women's jiu-jitsu, you think of Bia Mesquita. She's the lady goat. She's won everything. IBJJF Worlds, Nogi Worlds, Brasileiros, European Championships, EBI. The only thing missing from her array of titles is the WNO strap.
Very fitting that we invite one of the most winningest female grapplers in the world to headline Who's Number One on October 20th.
Bia Mesquita, to me, is just one of my favorite athletes in the sport. Just vicious, just always going out there, never stopping, attacking, going forward. No mercy. She's got no sympathy for these girls. She never gives out a hug after giving a submission, which I love about her. She walks off with a stone cold face.
Now, a grappler like Mesquita, a super competitive athlete, she wants to test herself against the very best, and the Who's Number One match will be the stage for her to take on Luisa Montero of Atos, a multiple-time world no-gi champion. A deadly submission hunter with an excellent leg lock game.
Luisa Montero trains at Atos HQ in San Diego, California, one of the most efficient and intelligent training camps in the world for professional jiu-jitsu athletes.
Atos just had 3 champions at the Who's Number One championship, so Luisa Montero is no doubt gunning for that 4th title for Atos. This means everything for these guys, you know, they want to be the best, and Luisa Montero is more than capable of toppling one of her oldest rivals in Bia Mesquita.
They have a lot of history, traded some wins, and I think this is going to be a great chance for Luisa to say, no, I've been busy, you're stepping on my turf, I'm the veteran WNO, and this is not going to be an easy day for Bia Mesquita.
Both these girls, they don't want to win a decision. They want to finish the other one. They want to go out there and win the most dominant way possible in front of all these fans.
Fans of Jiu-Jitsu absolutely cannot miss the next edition of WNO.
On Wednesday, October 20th, the Who's Number One train keeps rolling on, taking professional jiu-jitsu to the next level.
And what do you got better to do on a Wednesday than watch the greatest grappler in the entire world take on one of the most exciting UFC welterweights in the game? This is a sick match. We got 3 more title fights.
You just want to watch because it's exciting. We don't care about people's credentials. We don't care about what they've done before. We don't care about anything other than do they put on a show? Are they entertaining? Do they got personality? Do they go for the finish? That's the only way this sport's going to grow, and that's what we're focused on. So that's why you should watch.
So if you ain't hip to it yet, October 20th is your chance to get on this bandwagon because we are going straight to the top, baby. Who's number 1? October 20th. Tune in. It's gonna be lit.